computer. Okay. Welcome. It's Agnes here. Thank you for your interest in your personal growth and well-being. This is about your chakras, emotions, and DNA and how they communicate. I'm so excited for you. Who is ready to connect to their emotional strengths and release negative emotional patterns? Trapped emotions.
I am.
Awesome. Are you ready for manifesting awesome health, better relationships, abundance? I'd love to invite each of you to share a little bit about yourself and what motivated you to come tonight. Maybe you have history of pain, or maybe you remember some emotionally charged issue or challenges in your life. We all have challenges. I think it's a way that we're pushed to grow. So anyone want to volunteer a little bit about why they came? Mary, you're first. What motivated you, or why?
I think just from talking to you like a week and a half ago, just to release negative energy, emotion, and like just negativity, I think in general. I think with my profession and your profession previously, it's easy to get stuck in that trap, and it's been 38 years of a trap. So if I could release that, I feel like it would just be so helpful.
Okay, great. Any history of any kind of pain or strong, like, I don't know, it could be even anxiety or depression or anything.
Yeah, anything and everything, all of the above, always a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Up and down,
Okay, well, thank you. Maisie, would you like to share anything?
I think mainly curiosity. I was interested in the title as far as how they communicate, because I don't know that I've ever
Okay. Awesome.
heard that before, how the chakras and the DNA and emotions communicate. So I was mainly curious about that, but obviously as a tool to use for myself as well.
Okay, awesome. Well, we'll definitely get into that. So thank you for sharing. If you want to put yourself on mute for now while I'm talking, that would be cool, but I might ask you something later on to contribute. So I'm just going to share a little bit about me. I'm a former nurse practitioner, theta healer. I'm certified in the emotion code, Potentiate Your DNA facilitator, Life Mastery Institute coach, and some other things like parasite expert. But I'm talking about trapped emotions right now. And a trapped emotion is just a ball of energy stuck in your body from your emotional past or your ancestors. And we all have them. And how do I know or find them? I am an expert at what we call muscle testing. Muscle testing is awesome. And the key power of it is learning how to ask the right questions, because when you know the questions to ask, you get amazing answers. There are multiple causes of disease, but there is an emotional component to everyone. So there's an emotional component to every disease. So me, I started out with some knee arthritis. And once I understood about trapped emotions, things about worthiness and beliefs about moving forward in life, my arthritis left. I also worked on releasing toxins, parasites, and I'm always working on better posture and gait. So I say I'm working on a better version of myself all the time. So who else is willing to create a better version of you? Great. I get to do deep knee squats, and I do 100 every morning and 100 every evening as part of the nitric oxide dump, which is a 6-minute exercise to move every major muscle, like I said, in just 6 minutes. 2 years ago, I put in a powder room on my first floor, but before this, I would run up the steps to the second floor to go to the bathroom. And in 2011, my right knee swelled up to twice its size, and I could barely bend it and could barely walk. I knew more about traditional knee surgery and some of the outcomes as a nurse. I learned how the system works. Many came to the hospital and were discharged into the community, and the main weapons for their well-being were drugs and surgery. We have plenty of drugs and surgery in this country, so shouldn't we be the healthiest country on earth? In nursing school, the book stated that the cause of arthritis and hypertension is unknown. This didn't seem acceptable to me. So I used magnets, herbal remedies, a zapper to release parasites and toxins. I also released my trapped emotions, emotional blocks. So today at 76, I am pain-free and really fairly flexible. So I wanted to share about the emotion code chart with you. I emailed it. No, I forgot to bring it with me, but anyhow, that's an awesome chart. Does anyone have it with them? No, I emailed it. Well, I will go get, I think I know where a copy is. Let me just skip out a minute. Well, since you don't have a copy, I'll just continue. And I can't locate mine, but anyhow, certain negative emotions are connected to specific organs and glands in the body. For example, negative emotions in the heart and small intestines are related, and they could be things like abandonment, betrayal, love unreceived, heartache, vulnerability. And then there could be stomach issues that are related to emotions like failure, helplessness, lack of control, low self-esteem. And lung emotions include things like grief, rejection, sadness, stubbornness. Liver emotions might be anger, guilt, resentment, depression, frustration, taken for granted. So we could test someone here. Does anyone want to volunteer about finding out about a trapped emotion in your body? All right, well, we'll put that on hold for now.
Agnes, I have a quick question. I just printed out the the emotion code handout. So what's the difference between column A and column B?
So, well, it's a way you use column A and column B to, I would say a lot of trapped emotions are in column B, but there's also emotional issues and trapped emotions in column A. So we just use it to find out what the trapped emotion is. So first of all, I asked if there is a trapped emotion, or I could ask if there is like something called emotional block. So I muscle test that with my fingers. And then if I get a yes with my fingers that there is a trapped emotion, I'll say, is this trapped emotion in column A or is it in column B? So let's say I test that it's positive or there is one in column B. So then I will ask, is this trapped emotion in an odd row? Yes or no? And then I'll ask if it's in an even row. And I get, let's say I get a yes. And then I will ask, since it's in an even row, if it's in row 2, I get a no. Row 4, maybe no. Row 6, maybe yes. So then I go to the bottom box where it says column B, row 6, and I'll go through each one. It's pride. Is it pride? Shame, shock, unworthy, worthless. Let's say it's worthless. So I know that's the one that I have to release. And I could ask more questions. So the chart makes it easy to associate negative emotions with specific body areas, or yeah, it makes it easier to find too. It's arranged in you know, like divine order so that we can find them easier. Anyhow, I took a class in that and got certified, and I'm, you know, very it's clear to me that there's a lot of trapped emotions related to worthiness and feeling, you know, feeling unworthy. So we're talking that column that you just mentioned that relates to glands and sexual organs. Negative emotions are here very often, things like longing, overwhelm, shame, worthless, and unworthy. So I mentioned there is an ancestral component to all trapped emotions as well, and we call it an inherited emotion or energy. So we all come into life with some of these inherited energies, and we're more vulnerable in certain parts of our body. I'll go more into that. So the names of these energies could be trapped emotions, emotional blocks, emotional resonance, psychic trauma, absorbed emotions. We can even absorb negative emotions when we're in the womb of our mother's body. So when we release these emotions, the body feels lighter and has a higher vibrational state. Since all disease is said to be a lowering of frequency or energy vibration, we attract disease because of these negative energies or lower vibrations. So has anyone ever heard of Louise Hay and her book, You Can Heal Your Life? Yes. She founded her own publishing company because she believed no one would publish her book. Look, Louise was ahead of her time in understanding that we attract disease through our emotional states and belief systems. This was in the 1980s. Now the scientific community is more aware that we attract disease through toxic emotion. Louise was sexually and emotionally abused by her stepfather. She ran away from home at the age of 15. She had low self-esteem and accepted friendship from the first man to offer it. She became pregnant and gave up the baby for adoption. Later in life, she developed cancer. And she understood that the resentments and unforgiveness had contributed to her state or mess. She did work with a healer and detoxing for her physical body as well, and regained her health. Anyone heard of the actor Christopher Reeves? He's dead, but maybe you've heard of his wife too. She died shortly after he died of lung cancer. She had never smoked. The lungs store grief in all of us. So to maintain healthy lungs, it would be best to release some of this grief. And just remember that some of it is ancestral or inherited. And furthermore, we have trapped emotions around our hearts. And there's just plain trapped emotions, and then there's something called heart walls. And they also contain trapped emotions. So there's 2 heart walls around everyone's heart. And a lot of these energies are inherited. So I love giving this. I think I did releasing heart walls at the Infinity Foundation. And I love to bonus it as a gift in my retreats, or if you book a session with me, or for whatever reason, it's always good to get rid of some of these emotional energies, because it just, our energy changes and we feel lighter. We attract more positive things into our life. So, want to know how to expand beyond the negative emotions you may feel? Most of us are stuck in dwelling on negative emotions from our past. Do you know anyone from your past that reminds you that, someone who constantly dwells on how they were wronged, how they were a victim, how they suffered and, blamed someone for their predicament? Well, to break free of this, we can practice to release some of this negativity in meditation. You can do a retreat, or just be more conscious in choosing how you want to feel. Like maybe you want to feel more gratitude or appreciation for what's in your life. Because we create our intentions. And when we have a strong positive intention paired with a strong feeling like gratitude or love, or it could be thinking of like freedom, something like that. And then we take some action. We can live and go beyond the negative emotions and let them be just like passing clouds drifting by. And then we can start creating in what one of my teachers says, in the present moment. And this is really awesome because that's where our creativity and power lie, in the present. Your chakras are energy centers in your body. And they start at the base of the spine and move up to the crown of your head. There are at least 7 of these energies in your body. And the history of these energy centers goes back to India a couple thousand years ago. So each chakra is the expression of certain emotions. And if the emotions are negative, we can experience disease and other things. So the base or root chakra is located at the bottom of your spine near the perineum anus. It tells how grounded and connected and supported we feel. It is related to survival, the sense of touch, pain, and pleasure. Its color is red. And if it's disrupted, there is a sense of fear, anxiousness, insecurity, frustration. Issues of intimacy and trauma are stored here. So have you ever seen anyone with very large hips or a butt? The hips are part of the first chakra. And blockages result in excess flesh or armoring to protect ourselves. This can be the result of withheld feelings, undeveloped self-expression, self-assertion, not asserting ourselves. And when this chakra is blocked, or the second or third chakra as well, the ability to trust and open the heart fully is impaired. So those first three chakras, when they're fully expressed without emotional blocks or negative emotions, then we can open our heart up. So that's amazing. The second chakra is in the sacrum or pelvis and is our reproductive and creative energy center. It is associated with our emotional body, the immune system, and the capacity for creating and maintaining boundaries. And its color is orange. I wrote a little email I think it was last summer, about this chakra and how powerful it is, because there is a lot of power in our creativity, and the energy of this chakra can be harnessed in amazing ways. Some of the great leaders and teachers, such as Napoleon Hill and others, were aware of how we have this powerful creative energy, and it's also related to the reproductive energies, creative energies, and love. They're all sort of together. So the color, as I said, is orange. The third chakra is the solar plexus, located between our sternum and navel, right there in the midsection. And its color is yellow. So when it's good energy, we make good decisions, develop a healthy ego and willpower. It is related to our ability to digest and assimilate life experiences. And if its energy is low, we lack self-esteem. We might have eating disorders, depression, indecisiveness, or poor decision making. There could be feelings of anger. Yes, that's in the liver. Rage, hostility. Or we could be instead, the positive side, responsible and productive. So it's not just the abdomen, upper abdomen. The third chakra is associated with your elbow and knees and ankles. So I had knee arthritis, so that's the third chakra. Interesting, huh? And the hips, the first chakra, like I mentioned before. Now the fourth chakra is the heart chakra. Its color is green. It's here that we feel wisdom, power, balance, and if fully energized, we connect to our true passion and fully express ourselves. It is seed of love, hope, compassion, social identity, trust, forgiveness, balance. And when it's disrupted or low in energy, we may have upper back, shoulder, lung issues, and spinal problems. And emotions such as despair, envy, jealousy. I once saw, you might see a woman, or I think it's more noticeable in a woman than a man, but a woman with a huge chest and huge upper arms. The upper arms are the heart chakra. So if you have huge upper arms or a huge chest, that's armoring because storing flesh there because there's a blockage there. It's not healthy. I mean, even for men to have, a nice chest is good, but if it's, overly, what we call obese or something, that is different. And if you've ever seen, I haven't seen too many men, but I know I've seen a woman or two with what we call kyphosis, or the spine sort of caves in on itself. Usually it's the upper back. Well, that is the heart chakra block crumbling the spine. So, it could be related to trapped emotions and other issues, but it is the heart chakra. So the fifth, or throat chakra right here, is about expression, communication of truth and feelings. It includes the thyroid gland, your neck, shoulders. Here, a thyroid gland, its color is blue, and it represents trust, loyalty, wisdom, confidence, and speaking your truth. So if you have a lot of fat or fleshy neck, there's probably some blockage in speaking your truth there. Or if you have thyroid disease. So thyroid disease can be related to, toxic chemicals and all that in the environment, but also about speaking your truth, or feeling that you can't speak your truth. And the sixth chakra is the third eye, right here in the middle of your forehead between your eyes. And it includes the pineal gland. It is the seat of intuition, inner knowing, and its color is indigo. That's a mix of blue and violet. When we are connected to this chakra, this third eye can be a seat of anger, as well as a seat of knowledge, spiritual awareness, and awakened wisdom. And sometimes the pineal gland gets calcified. That means that there's toxins there. And the one thing I will share is that when you get fluoride from drinking water, it's in our drinking water, it's in toothpaste, and some other mouth products, that fluoride will calcify your pineal gland. And it also can impair your IQ, according to Dr. Mercola. Fluoride is a toxin. So inner knowing, wisdom, like I said, fluoride can be responsible for lowering IQ, even in children. That seventh chakra, I'm going to go quickly. It's associated with your thoughts. It controls your connection to spirit and our sense of universal consciousness, wisdom, unity, and self-knowledge. Its color is violet or purple. and its connection is to spirituality and enlightenment. So I just want to say that the chakras are spinning balls of energy, and they all have a speed and a direction. I'm not going into all of that tonight, but they're not static energies. They spin, and they have a certain velocity. So, but the chakras can be upset by toxins and negative emotions. So toxins are much more prevalent in our environment than they were 100 years ago. For example, we have many vaccines which can distort our energy fields, chakras, and DNA, because they all interface or communicate. So I mentioned fluoride, there's chlorine in the water, mercury in fish, mercury in a lot of stuff. Glyphosate, Roundup, you name it. Tons of glyphosate are being sprayed on our soils as weed killers, and they also spray it on wheat and oatmeal to dry or desiccate it before they process it, unless it's organic, of course. So I just want to share a quick story about the Environmental Working Group. They did a study in 2004 on the umbilical cord blood in newborn babies. I think they tested like 10. It cost like $20,000 or $10,000 to do each test. And they tested it for quite a few toxic chemicals. The study was called Body Burden, the Pollution in Newborns. It was published in 2005. And like I said, it was done through the Environmental Working Group in collaboration with Commonweal. It was published in, it's on the internet. You can just Google body burden in newborns. But they found an average of 200 industrial chemicals and pollutants in the umbilical cord blood, like I said, from just 10 babies born in August and September in 2004 in the US hospitals. The tests reveal a total of 287 chemicals in the group. So the Red Cross collected the blood and it was sent to a special laboratory that could test for all these things in Canada. Like I said, it was an expensive test. Most people don't have $10,000 to test all that. But so there were like, you know, I'll give an example. How many have flown on an airplane? Do you know there's a lot of toxic chemicals in those flame retardants, those seats and upholstery in planes? Even if you buy a mattress today, you want to make sure there's no flame retardants in it, because that is, you know, will get in your blood and disrupt a lot of things. So just my suggestion. Anyhow, I won't go into all of them, but if you're interested, you can read about it. So some of those toxins cause cancer in humans and animals. Some are toxic to the brain and nervous system. Some cause birth defects. So is it any wonder that we have children with more autism today? There are simple, easy ways to rebalance the chakras through meditation, positive emotions. And I love the healing I call, it's not mine, but I am certified to do. It's called Potentiate Your DNA. It's a sound healing for the chakras and the DNA and emotions. So sound and light codes are used to communicate and reset imbalances in the chakras and DNA. And this healing takes 9 months, and it travels through all the chakras and resets the DNA. So DNA isn't static. And what they don't tell you in nursing school or medical school, that only 3% of DNA is used to code our physical bodies. 97% of DNA is what science doesn't understand and has at times coined the word junk DNA. And they are little things called transposons on the DNA that jump when you use sound or, maybe positive emotions. Those distortions or toxins that have created an imbalance in your body, maybe it's vaccines, whatever it is, you can reset this DNA through the sound healing, because that 97% of DNA is constantly interfacing between your emotional patterns and your physical body, your DNA, all of that, your chakras, so that it weaves a beautiful little pattern to create an energy that you are. You are a spiritual being. You're just not a physical being here. And that these things are all, it's like a beautiful orchestra singing and working together. So I would love to give this chakra potentiate your DNA as a bonus to anyone who comes to my retreat, but you can book it separately if you want. So like I said, the jumping DNA or transposons can be instructed through the sound healing to shift abnormal chromosome positions and emotional issues so that your chakras are more powerful, your energy body is more balanced, and you create amazing health. I have a book about it, and the book is available, and you can even do it yourself. But I would recommend, if you're just starting out, to just, allow yourself to receive it. Anyhow, there's many benefits to this. I won't go into all of them, but if you're interested, I'll share later. I want to be respectful of your time, so it's all right. We have time. I just want to talk to you about my retreat and about being open to embracing the unknown and stepping into our possibility and welcoming newness in our lives, because we often resist things that change, that happens. We like, even my husband, I know, he likes things to be the same every day, a routine. He creates a routine, and there's nothing wrong with the routine. But sometimes we need, if we want something amazingly different or more for ourselves, we have to step out into something new. I call it like a higher version of ourselves. So many losses and career transitions have happened in the last 2 years. And I'm offering this 2.5-day immersion retreat to help guide people into creating mind and emotional wellness, including releasing heart walls, blocks to loving yourself, meditation techniques, theta healing releases, and all of that. Envisioning and creating from the field of infinite possibilities. I talk about relationship secrets and always releasing some of these trapped emotions and limiting beliefs. And I love helping and empowering people to create a map of what they would love to create, because only you know your deepest desires about what you would like to create for yourself. So it's important to connect with desires. And just to have a hug, to connect to amazing people. So this retreat is for people that are open to growing themselves, to change, to create something amazing. As it's all possible. So where do we start? How to release stress? That's a good question. I actually have a heart rate variability scan that measures stress in the physical body. And it's free. I'm going to do it for people that come to my retreat, and it measures your chakras, your Chinese energy meridians, your aura, your stress, different parameters of stress, just from your heartbeat. So we're going to do theta healing for more confidence, for worthiness, breath work, little intensity for activating all of our, more of our energy. So this retreat's the 17th and 18th, no, 16th, the night of the 16th, 17th and 18th of September. And it's going to be in Michigan City, Indiana. I have a beautiful house booked near the shores of Lake Michigan. It's a short walk, like less than 2 blocks to the beach. So everyone that came here tonight, I'm giving you an opportunity to come and create for yourself a new plan, a new healing, a new life. And I'm going to put in the bonus chat. Let's see. I can put it there. Huh. Let me see. There it is. I think I put it twice. So I've sort of discounted it for a couple weeks to just $697. It includes most of the meals and includes all the room and board and all this amazing healing. And like I said, I'm going to do that DNA sound healing. It has a value of over $200, and that stress scan of your stress. So procrastination is putting our dreams on hold. I would love for you to decide to act. So there's nothing like creating now in the present moment. So now is the new later, because there's only now for us, and we need to, I think the world needs more people that are really inspiring others, which I love to do as well. So anyone have any questions? I'm going to turn off the recording.